Our time is 12:01.
You're listening to 98.3 FM, WRLR LP, Round Lake Heights, Illinois.
Welcome to the Dave Mierswa Show, the cutting-edge talk show about legal, political, and current issues. Practicing in both Wisconsin and Illinois, David Mierswa is the leading trial attorney, bringing nearly 2 decades of business law, family law, personal injury, and estate planning experience to you. The Dave Mierswa Show, about the people, for the people, and bringing justice to the people. The Dave Mierswa Show, its guests, agents, and WRLR are not rendering any legal advice. All listeners are encouraged to seek legal advice from properly licensed and qualified professionals.
Good afternoon, listeners, friends and listeners. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Sunday. We all know what Sunday it is. I don't need to talk about that, but I am fired up. I really don't care who wins the bowl tonight, but I will be watching it, of course. So I got some really great topics I'm going to be talking about today. That we just had the Iowa caucus a week ago. And early next week is going to be the New Hampshire caucus as well. So I want to give you the results in that. And we also had a couple new rounds of debate. So I'm going to play some clips from that as well. But, again, it is my privilege to be on the radio and to have my voice carry throughout the radio waves and also on the internet. And I never take it for granted that I'm able to bring this radio show to you and so forth. So I appreciate all the listeners out there. I've been getting some emails that keeps me going here and fired up. And if you heard the beginning of my show, I always want to take a few minutes here to talk about why the show is different from every other radio talk show and also talk show on YouTube, which I am filming. For those that you are new to my show, this show seeks diverse opinions and we debate them, and the show is about education, about social, political, and legal issues. The show about the people, for the people, and bringing justice to the people. Let me repeat that. The show about the people, for the people, and bringing justice to the people. There are so many ranging topics out there besides the 2016 debate and political atmosphere, what's going on out there. So as those topics come in over the internet and the news, I will keep you posted on some of the big events that's happening besides 26 politics. WRLR is a family-friendly radio station, as well as the Dave Mierswa Show. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Dave Mierswa. My background is I've been a lawyer for almost 20 years. Let me say that again. I've been a lawyer for almost 20 years. I've been litigating for about 20 years. I have seen so many things, so many events, so many issues inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom. I bring you a cutting-edge talk show. That's right. I talk about all the cutting-edge topics that most people think are too hot to handle. I don't care what the topic is, I will bring it to you. But it's going to be in an educational format, and it's going to be a logical, reasonable debate on whatever topic I talk about. I always try to bring both sides of the coin. So you're not going to just hear my opinion, okay? As I stated on many, many previous shows, that all of my shows are live. Let me repeat that. All of my shows are broadcasted live, okay? If you want to hear any of my previous shows, go to law540.com. That's law540.com, law540.com. They are all uploaded and they are podcasted there as well. So that's law540.com. And also, starting this year in January, I started taping all of my shows. You're going to be able to watch them on YouTube. So you get to look at me live, and you get to see who I am. And I think you'll be amazed about the topics and so forth. So you can go to YouTube Live, just put in Dave Mierswa, Mierswa. That's Mierswa. And all my shows within 2 or 3 days are uploaded to my YouTube channel. So that's what's new for 2016. At the beginning of all my shows, I always like to give shout outs to a lot of the causes I believe in. And then also WRLR has live reads as well. So let me get that out of the way. Every week I bring to you Reach Rescue. It is a non-for-profit, non-kill animal shelter. Let me say that again. Reach Rescue. Non-for-profit, non-kill animal shelter located in Mundelein. They rescue animals and they also have an adoption center. They're located in Mundelein. Their number for rescue, 847-637-5661. 847-637-5661. Also, this is what's really cool about Reach Rescue. I got 2 things that I love about Reach Rescue besides all their adoptions. They've adopted well over 1,000 rescue animals. Isn't that awesome? A big thank you to Reach Rescue. They've adopted well over and saved well over 1,000 animals. Like WRLR here, all the people that work for Reach Rescue are volunteer. So they want to be there. That's what's awesome about Reach Rescue. Also, right next door to the adoption center is a resale shop. They sell a lot of goods, furniture. I believe they don't have any clothing, but they got furniture, a lot of knickknacks, and stuff like that. So if you're looking at refurbishing your room or whatever it is, stop down there. If you got children, stop down there. This is another thing, the second thing that I really love about Reach Rescue. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge animal lover, and specifically I love cats. They have 3 cats that come out and greet you. That is so awesome. As soon as you walk into Reach Rescue, they got 3 cats that greet you, that follow you around. So if you got kids, it's a great environment to show your kids how to give back. It's not just about what you can take from society, it's also about giving back. So stop by Reach Rescue. Also, if you live around Arlington Heights, Kay's Animal Shelter does a lot of rescue and adoption as well. That's Kay's Animal Shelter, located in Arlington Heights. Their number, 847-259-2907, 847-259-2907. Also, around Gray's Lake. Real awesome place. I've donated tons of money there. I've spent a lot of time volunteering here as well. It's called Save a Pet out of Graves Lake. Let me say that again. Save a Pet out of Graves Lake. They both do dog and cat rescue and adoption. So they are awesome. They're located just up the street here from the studio on Fairfield Avenue in Graves Lake. So if you need any animals that need rescue, or if you want to stop down and volunteer, take your kids there, their number, 847-740-7788. 847-740-7788. Okay, those are my shout-outs. I also have a live read here that once in a while here at WRLR we like to give information and notice. Coming up on February 10th at 6 p.m., that's Wednesday, February 10th at 6 p.m., they're having what's known as a fireside chats with elected officials. And that's put on by Round Lake Beach Cultural and Civic Center. That's where it's located. Fireside chat with elected officials. Pretty cool. You get to talk to some of your elected officials that just aren't hiding in their office. Coming up on Wednesday, February 10th at 6 p.m. And it's going to be with the Lake County State's Attorney. Lake County State's Attorney will be there. His name is Michael Norheim. Okay? So, pretty good guy. I haven't dealt too much with Lake County District Attorney's Office, but from what I known about them, they have a lot of integrity. His office seems to have a fair approach to their criminal prosecutions, as far as I know. Definitely a tough office. So if you want to go talk to this guy, again, that's Wednesday, February 10th at 6 p.m. and it's located at Round Lake Beach Cultural and Civic Center. Okay, so that's enough of my shout-outs. It's been a really exciting week. We had the results of the Iowa Caucus, which I will be talking about and playing audio clips today on. And also, this past week we had 2 debates. We had the Republican debates, which were last Saturday night, I believe, on ABC. And then, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, we had the Democratic debate between Hillary and Bernie Sanders, who's becoming really well known. And believe it or not, the results from the Iowa caucus between Bernie and Hillary were so close, it was beyond belief. The results are being contested, and that's a really heated issue coming up. So, let me just say again, all of my previous shows are located on law540.com, so you can listen to it on your phone. So if you're bored, you're driving. Also, you can go to YouTube. All of my shows are posted on YouTube. So just put in Dave Mierswa, Mierswa. So sometime back, many, many years ago, there was this really funny incident. And I'm not going to name who it is, but my first audio clip is going to be of this gentleman. So, this is super funny, and you got to hear this. This is going to be a reminder of past politics. So, let me play this first audio clip, and then I'm going to let you guess who it is. And as soon as you hear this, I know you know who this is going to be. So, let me play the first clip.
You know something? You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. We're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. And Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
I love that. It never gets old. That was Howard Dean. I forgot what year he was, maybe 2012. But he actually ended up winning the Iowa caucus, and everyone thought he was going to be the front runner for the Democrats. And he actually ended up jumping the shark. And it wasn't long after that where he just went down, 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 down. I just love that. Let me play this audio clip one more time. I love his screaming. He's so famous for that today.
And Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
That just cracks me up so bad. I love that. Anyway, I got a hour-packed show, and I may play that once in a while just to break up and having a good sense of humor today. So, I got rid of all my shout-outs today. The first audio clip I'm going to play is going to be Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz won, obviously, the Iowa caucus debate. And let's hear what he has to say about his win.
And we have some breaking news for you now. Fox News can now project that Texas Senator Ted Cruz has won Iowa's Republican presidential caucuses, beating New York businessman Donald Trump, who finishes second, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio, who finishes a close third. Based on election returns from across the state, Fox can also project that retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson finishes a distant fourth, and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul comes in fifth.
This is what Senator Ted Cruz had been working for. He put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into Iowa. You're looking at Cruz headquarters right now, live in Des Moines, and it doesn't look like they've gotten word. I'm not sure.
They clearly have not yet gotten the news.
On June 16th, when we started this journey, there were 17 candidates. I was told by everybody, do not go to Iowa. You could never finish even in the top 10. And I said, but I have friends in Iowa. I know a lot of people in Iowa. I think they'll really like me. Let's give it a shot. They said, don't do it. I said, I have to do it. And we finished second. And I want to tell you something. I'm just honored. I'm really honored. And I want to congratulate Ted. And I want to congratulate all of the incredible candidates, including Mike Huckabee, who's become a really good friend of mine. So congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. Unbelievable. I have to start by saying I absolutely love the people of Iowa. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So on June 16th, when we started this journey, there were 17 candidates. I was told by, I want to congratulate all of the incredible candidates, including Mike Huckabee, who's become a really good friend of mine. So congratulations to everybody. Congratulations. Okay, New Hampshire, we love New Hampshire. We love South Carolina. And we're leaving tonight, and tomorrow afternoon we'll be in New Hampshire, and that'll be something special. It's going to be a great week, and we're going to be up here next week, and I think we're going to be proclaiming victory, I hope. I will say this. I don't know who's going to win between Bernie and Hillary. I don't know what's going to happen with Hillary. She's got other problems, maybe bigger than the problems she's got in terms of nominations. But we've had so many different indications and polls that we beat her, and we beat her easily. And we will go on to get the Republican nomination, and we will go on to easily beat Hillary or Bernie or whoever the hell they throw up there. Iowa, we love you. We thank you. You're special. We will be back many, many times. In fact, I think I might come here and buy a farm. I love it, okay? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, that was Trump, not Ted Cruz. He had a mislabeling there. So Trump came in second last week, and he's been stumping all over New Hampshire, which I believe the voting's going to be next Tuesday, I believe, if I'm accurate. So Trump came in second. Everyone thought Trump was going to come in first, and Ted Cruz came in first. And I guess the difference was Ted Cruz has been really working on his ground game. He's been sending out, literally has over, across the United States, over 250,000 volunteers. And it's growing every day. That could be past 300,000 volunteers. But the ground game is what made the difference in the election in the caucus in Iowa, which is huge. And Trump started out with a 30+% lead over all these other candidates last week. And also, I also gave 2016 predictions. Here's another thing. The beginning of the year, I did 2016 predictions, both in politics and some of the other things that are going to be happening on around the United States and on around the world. And you can go to YouTube to see that. I got 4 uploaded videos there. Also go to law540.com to listen to the shows. But last week, I talked about there are 3 main candidates that are really shaping up, that are going to be really the three forerunners of the politics. And I've already said that last week, but let me repeat what that is. That's Trump and Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio on the Republican side. Okay, so we got three main contenders that are going to remain the big three players. And eventually, the other ones are going to drop off. And this last week, for those of you that missed it, Ron Paul has dropped out of the Republican race. He cited that he wants to he's up for re-election in the Senate. So he wants to retain his seat. So he has now dropped out of the Republican race. So Ron Paul is no longer a part of it. You can go to YouTube as well. Last Saturday night was the Republican debate. They really narrowed it to about 7 or 8 candidates. And, one of the things that really surprised me, that this last debate, they really didn't attack Trump that much. And Ted Cruz and Trump kind of stood back. And there were 3 or 4 governors that kind of really went at it. And they really were fighting against each other. So smartly, Ted Cruz and Trump just kind of backed off. So let's hear what Ted Cruz has to say now about his win in Iowa. It's a pretty long speech, so I'm not going to play it all, but I'll play a good 4, 5, 6 minutes of it here. So hang in.
God bless the great state of Iowa. Let me first of all say, to God be the glory. Tonight is a victory for the grassroots. Tonight is a victory for courageous conservatives across Iowa and all across this great nation. Tonight, the state of Iowa has spoken. Iowa has sent notice that the Republican nominee and the next president of the United States will not be chosen by the media. Will not be chosen by the Washington establishment. Will not be chosen by the lobbyists, but will be chosen by the most incredible, powerful force where all sovereignty resides in our nation, by we, the people, the American people. Tonight, thanks to the incredible hard work of everyone gathered here, of courageous conservatives across this state, we together earned the votes of 48,608 Iowans. To put in perspective your incredible victory that you have won tonight, that is the most votes ever cast for any Republican primary winner. Tonight is a victory for millions of Americans who have shouldered the burden of 7 years of Washington deals run amok. Tonight is a victory for every American who's watched in dismay as career politicians in Washington, in both parties, refuse to listen and too often fail to keep their commitments to the people. Tonight is a victory for every American who understands that after we survived 8 long years of the Obama presidency, that no one personality can right the wrongs done by Washington. The millions who understand that it is a commitment to the Constitution, to our shared insistence that we rise and return to a higher standard, the very standard that gave birth to the greatest nation that the world has ever known. To the revolutionary understanding that all men and all women are created equal. That our rights do not come from the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or even from the Tea Party. Our rights come from our Creator. And the federal government's role, the federal government's responsibility is to defend those fundamental rights, to defend us. And while Americans will continue to suffer under a president who has set an agenda that is causing millions to hurt across this country, I want to remind you of the promise of Scripture. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Tonight, Iowa has proclaimed to the world, morning is coming. Morning is coming. From day one, this campaign has been a movement. From millions of Americans across this country to organize, to rally, to come together. Whatever Washington says, they cannot keep the people down. And tonight is a testament to the people's commitments, to their yearnings to get back to our core commitments, free market principles, constitutional liberties, and the Judeo-Christian values that built this great nation. When the Washington lobbyists settled on other candidates in this race, when the media in one voice said a conservative cannot win, nationwide, over 800,000 contributions poured in to tedcruz.org as courageous conservatives said, yes, we can. 800,000 contributions at tedcruz.org with an average contribution of $67. That is the power of the grassroots. But it's more than that. It's 12,000 volunteers here in the state of Iowa. It's over 200,000 volunteers all across this great nation. You know, during the course of this campaign, people have asked Heidi and me, are you tired? And I will admit, it is 16, 18 hours a day, 6, 7 days a week. We are not tired at all. To the contrary, we are inspired by each and every one of you. I leap out of bed every morning, amazed that at a time when our country is in crisis, every one of us has the opportunity to stand and lead, that we have been put in a place of leadership for such a time as this. I'm inspired by the stories of heroism that I see every day. Working men like Jerry Dunleavy.
Okay, so that was